In this video, we're going to look at the decision point node. So as you can see, decision point is completely different from any other node. It has one input and three possible outcomes. It basically takes a piece of text, evaluates it, and then sends the automation down a completely different path based on that text. So in this case, let's just walk through this process. I'm starting with a human in the loop, and I'm asking the question, please enter yes or no. So very straightforward, and it's an open-ended field, so they can enter anything that they want. Next, I send that to the decision point, and the text to evaluate is basically this human in the loop text that it passed, and the decision type is yes or no. So yes would be the first output. If they answer yes, it's going to send it right down this first path. If they answer no, it's going to send it down the second path. And if neither response matches, it'll send them down the third path. So my decision types can be yes or no, true or false, or I can even have an other type where it listens for basically any string that I tell it to. The evaluation criteria can be equals, which in that case it would look specifically for only yes or only no. It could be contains, which would look for maybe a sentence that contains the word yes, or a sentence that contains the word no, or even nope or something like that would match. Or it could be does not contain, so you can actually go reverse, and if it does contain it, then it's a false match. So I'm going to go back to yes or no and save that. And so my three outcomes are basically just static text in this case. So the first one, if they answer yes, it says the answer is yes. If they answer no, it says the answer is no. And if they answer something else, it'll say the answer is something other than yes or no. So I'm going to run that sequence. First time through, I'll just say yes. And so all the way down at the bottom, there's my response. The answer is yes. We'll run it again and say no. The answer is no. And the third time, I'll just say maybe. And so this came up with the answer is something other than yes or no. So it works great. And it's very powerful. So that this is really a basic example, but if I wanted to, I could have it. Let's add some AI into the loop. So I'm going to drag an OpenAI text-to-text model over here, and I'm going to say I'm going to set it to GPT-4o Mini, and I'm going to say is this item animal, vegetable, or mineral? Respond with only the best word that matches the item. Okay, and the item is, we'll just make it my human in the loop value. I'll say yes. My human in the loop, I'll say animal, enter an item will be the question. So I'm going to have them enter an item. It'll pass that item to this OpenAI text, and OpenAI will evaluate whether the item is animal, vegetable, or mineral. Next, I'll link that to my decision point. I'm going to copy the response. So instead of evaluating my human in the loop, I'm going to evaluate the response from OpenAI. And I'm going to set this to other. Animal is going to be 1. Vegetable will be 2. And in this case, mineral will be the default, which will make that 3. And we could do a hard check for mineral. I'll show you how to do that in a minute, but this will probably do what we need it to. So I'm going to save that. And in this case, the answer is animal. The answer is vegetable. The answer is mineral. Okay, I'm going to update to save sequence, and I'll run my sequence. So enter an item. What is it? Let's say apple. So it identified an apple as a vegetable, and it sent it down the vegetable path. The answer is vegetable. Let's run it again. Let's say iron. Iron's a mineral. And aardvark. And aardvark is an animal. So super powerful again, and we've introduced a very simple AI step in it, but this can really get into some serious agentic control as you combine AI with decision points. I mentioned that we are able to detect mineral rather than just default to it. To do that, I would break this step and add a new decision point. And so if it's not animal or vegetable, I'd send it down this way. And I would check again for mineral. And in option 2, I would just put, I could put anything. I can put double dash or something like that. And I'm going to, again, evaluate this OpenAI prompt. Response 10, set process variables to yes. And so if that's mineral, it's going to send it out the top one. If it's not, it's going to send it out, either 2 or 3. So I'm going to save that, and I'm going to connect mineral to the answer is mineral option. And the other two, if I want to, I can just end it if it's not animal, vegetable, or mineral, or I could send it someplace else to an error text or something like that. So if I run sequence again, update first, run sequence. So now I say iron. So this goes through the first one, there's no match. The second one, it does match. So it's going to that second evaluation, and it's sending it to mineral. And so that's how we can set up multiple checks beyond just A or B or C. So that's just a quick look at the decision point node.